There we go. All right, this video is officially being recorded for the purposes of me being able to share this out for those that couldn't join us or would like to refer back to it a little later. So welcome to Tasty Thursdays with Miss Herrera, another episode, another great creative recipe this week. I'm excited about this one this week. It's actually a really fun, easy one, and it's super healthy, and you're not even gonna realize how good it really is for you. A lot of the times we think that something healthy is something that doesn't taste that great, but there are many ways to make things healthy and still tasty. So today is egg roll in a bowl. So if you really love egg rolls, when you go out and get Chinese food or Asian food, you're gonna love this recipe. And the way to really make it taste like an egg roll really depends on the meat you want. So if you are a fan of chicken egg rolls, then I recommend for you to get ground chicken for this recipe or ground turkey. If you are a fan of shrimp egg rolls, you can definitely grind up some shrimp if you have some. You definitely can do that. Or if you want pork egg roll, you can get ground pork, and you can also do ground beef. So today is an option, whatever you have, a pound of either ground turkey, ground chicken, ground beef, ground shrimp, it's up to you. I chose ground chicken today just because I do love the flavors of the sauce that we're gonna have and the seasonings with the chicken. It just really combines the flavors very well. So that's what I'm gonna be using today. I did go ahead and already washed my hands before the episode. So today I am already nice and washed. Don't forget, if you haven't, please start washing your hands. 20 seconds, warm water first, and then go ahead and wash in between. Dry your hands, and then let's get started. So for today, these are the ingredients you will need, okay? I already said one of them. You're going to need at least 1 pound of a meat. It can be ground turkey, ground chicken, ground pork, ground shrimp. And then you're also going to need some seasonings that go along with it to just make the flavor really feel like an egg roll. Of course, in egg rolls, you usually have some cabbage. So I recommend getting cabbage and carrots. This coleslaw bag already comes with it. So if you remember from last week with the hominy recipe, I also used cabbage and carrots. So if you already have a little leftover in your bag, just use it for this recipe today. So yeah, I recommend that you already get it pre-sliced so you don't have to do that work. If not, you can definitely cut your own cabbage and carrots. Also, you can also do if you want more cabbage or less carrots, no carrots, it's really up to you. But I do recommend some cabbage at least in this dish, not lettuce, because lettuce will actually wilt a little bit more instead of giving that crunchiness to the egg roll. You also need some seasonings. We're going to start with garlic powder. Or also minced garlic if you have some for today. You do also need soy sauce, okay, right? Most Asian recipes do have soy sauce. I usually get the reduced sodium. I do recommend if you can get light soy sauce or reduced sodium. This one I got at Aldi. The only reason is the salt intake. You know, too much salt is also not that great for you. So if you don't have reduced sodium and you're going to use regular sodium, you know, regular soy sauce, I mean, for this recipe, then I just recommend to use a little less of what's needed. So for this recipe, you're going to need 1/4 of a cup, 1/4. So this much of soy sauce today. If you're using not reduced sodium, so regular, then I recommend to just cut it by half, okay? But if you are using reduced sodium, then go ahead and fill up your whole 1/4 of a cup. You're also going to need a tablespoon of sesame oil. If you don't have sesame oil, it's okay. You can skip it, but I do recommend to top it off towards the end with a tablespoon. Sesame oil is just really good for giving that flavor to Asian cuisine. It's really good in stir fries. It's good in any vegetables dishes. So I do recommend just soy sauce. Yeah, that's soy sauce. So Fuchsia is actually the brand I have, okay? So I got that at Aldi, that's the brand. So as long as it says soy sauce on it, you're good. So you can use that for this recipe. Yeah, so it's back to the sesame oil. As far as the sesame oil, if you don't have it, it's okay. But I do recommend if you want to. I also picked this up, I think at Walmart. Usually you'll find them around the Asian cuisine foods. So if there's an aisle where they're selling different Asian types of products, then find sesame oil. And it just really gives it that flavor of that egg roll towards the end. It has kind of like a nutty flavor, a smoky flavor. So you're going to need a tablespoon of this, okay? And we're going to use it towards the end. You're not going to use it as your oil to cook your meat, okay? You're going to need olive oil for that. So make sure you have about 2 teaspoons of some olive oil to saute your ground chicken, your ground beef, or any oil. If you don't have olive oil, that's okay. I just like to use olive oil for health reasons. Any oil, about 2 teaspoons of it is for your meat. Okay? The sesame oil is for topping later on, right before you finish cooking. Another very important seasoning for this dish is actually ginger. So ginger is also used a lot in Asian cuisines, and I love ginger. I love to drink it, like ginger teas. Ginger is just really good for your stomach, digestion, and ginger is also really good in flavor for food. So for this recipe, you could use fresh ginger if you have it. If you don't, ground ginger that usually looks like this, like a little yellow powder. Or you can also get ginger paste, which is what I'm going to use for this recipe. It's just ginger already in a paste ready to use. So whichever is fine. Again, if you don't have ginger, that's okay. Again, it just gives the flavor. So I would just recommend, if you don't have ginger, to maybe use a little bit more of garlic and also add some onion. So if you don't have ginger, then make sure to use a little bit of onion as well in this recipe. So next is ginger. And then some black pepper, as always. I usually always use black pepper and garlic in all my dishes. And then sriracha. So this is also optional. If you want it a little spicy at the end, some sriracha sauce, or if you have chili oil or chili garlic sauce, that'll go great as well. You can also use any hot sauce you really have on hand for this dish, though. Usually sriracha goes the best, but if you want to use any hot sauce towards the end, that's up to you. So this, again, is optional. And finally, this is also optional. It wasn't part of the recipe I sent out. It's just something that I'm going to use. You can also use, again, ramen noodles on the bottom. So if you want to take your egg roll in the bowl after you're done and just put it on top of some cooked ramen noodles, go right ahead, go grab your marachon, put it in the water, get it ready, or boil it, and then save it for this dish, okay? But it's not a requirement. You can also eat this dish without noodles. I just want it today for a heavier dinner, and I'm using these ramen noodles that are a little healthier. I already boiled them, so I just need to drain the water. But yeah, it's not a requirement. You can definitely eat this egg roll in a bowl without noodles. It's delicious on its own, okay? So we are going to saute your meat. Okay, I already had pre-cooked a little bit my meat, just so that way I'm not spending the whole time on video sauteing my meat. This dish is real quick and real fast, so the longest thing in this dish that's going to take time is just for you to cook your meat. Now, when you're cooking your meat, you want to make sure that it gets nice and brown, okay? It depends on what meat you're using. Some cook faster than others. Ground chicken and turkey tend to cook faster than ground pork and beef. So I'm using ground chicken. I already sauteed it about halfway. When you saute about halfway, go ahead and add your seasonings, okay? Add your garlic, which is what I'm going to do right now. So I'm about to add my garlic. I'm going to add my black pepper, and then I'm going to add a few other seasonings on the side that I didn't show you, and I'll show you in a little bit. Something else that you want to use at the end to top off this dish is also some green onions or scallions. I don't have any on hand actually today. So you can also use dry chives. I'll show you. You can use some dry chives. So green onions is not the same as a regular onion. A green onion or a scallion is those skinny little onions that have like that long green stem. That's a scallion or a green onion. The chive part is just the green part, which is this. And the white part, the little head, is actually the scallion or green onion. that's well, you could also put that on top of the dish towards the end. If you don't have it, that's okay. I also didn't have any. I'm just going to use some dried chives at the end. All right, my chicken is sauteing. It's starting to get already a little brown because, guys, I told you that I already started cooking it, and I already had put 2 teaspoons of olive oil. I'm just going to show you guys a little bit on camera. So you see, this is the ground chicken. All right, let's go ahead and start adding our stuff. Grab your garlic, okay? How about a teaspoon of it? I usually use like a plastic spoon to just measure it out. You know, this isn't about measuring anything. Whatever looks good to you. Go ahead and add that in there. Now, we all know Miss Herrera loves her garlic, so I'm going to go ahead and add some ground garlic powder as well. Again, no measurements, just shake it on there. Make it easy for yourself. Ground pepper. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit. Make sure your heat is about medium. Okay, you're going to go ahead and grab your ginger. For this recipe, ginger is pretty strong. So you just need a little bit of it. I'm actually going to measure it with this just because of the fact that I want to make sure I'm not doing too much of it because I don't want to take away any flavor from anything else. Use about 1 teaspoon. Okay. I'm also going to put a little bit of this 21 Salute. If some of you remember from last week, I love this seasoning. It has no salt in it, which is perfect because we already have salt from the sodium in the soy sauce. And it has just a bunch of different, onion in here, black pepper, a little spice, a little orange, tomato. It's just really got 21 different delicious seasonings. So just going to sprinkle a little bit in there. And I'm also going to add this. This is also something I found at Trader Joe's. It's optional, but it's called Japanese multi-purpose seasoning because this is an Asian cuisine. I definitely want to add a little bit of this. It just has sesame seeds. It's got seaweed, a little bit of salt. Very yummy. I love putting this in some fried rice. It's so good. Again, I got it at Trader Joe's. It's optional, but just giving some recommendations if you want to pick some up. So just going to put a little bit of that as well. All right, go ahead and stir all your flavors. Okay, already looking good. You want to make sure that the garlic is cooked. All right, so once it starts to really brown, you're going to add your cabbage. And then you're going to let it kind of wilt in here before you add your sauce, your soy sauce. Now, one of my favorite things about this dish is that not only is it really easy to make, but guys, everything is in one pan, okay? That is one of my favorite things. I love that you just need one pan for this dish. So everything you cook, just one pan to wash. So that's my favorite part. All right, your cabbage, get it ready. This is about 16 ounces. I don't need the whole bag for this recipe. Make sure you don't put more cabbage and carrots than your beef. So my beef is already 16 ounces. This is 16 ounces. So I'm going to use about maybe 3/4 of it. So I'll leave about 2 ounces behind. So go ahead and open your bag. Woo, get all my tourists in here. All right. Woo, all right, there we go. All right, go ahead and pour it in. Again, I'm going to leave a little bit in the bag. Okay, not this much. I'm going to leave in the bag about 2 ounces. and your carrots start to get a little cooked while they're mixing with your meat. Once you start to see that get cooked, you're going to add the soy sauce and the sesame oil. So remember I told you that I was going to use some ramen noodles? I'm going to go ahead and drain them. All right. They are nice and drained. They are ready for me to put under my egg roll in a bowl. Again, if you have some maratun, if you have some ramen noodles, you can definitely cook some to put under. This recipe is very healthy, so you can definitely have some noodles with it. So go ahead and just keep sauteing. I'm going to let it just cook about 1 more minute before I add the soy sauce. Now, guys, if you feel that after you add the soy sauce, it's still a little too dry, that's okay. Go ahead and grab that 1/4 of a cup and add a little water to it, just to thin it out a bit. Not too much because you don't want it to turn into like a soup, but just enough to cover it a little bit in case your soy sauce is not enough. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add that soy sauce and the sesame oil. So again, 1/4 of a cup. And remember, if you don't have reduced sodium or light soy sauce, add about half of this. So then the other half, make it water. Make a little more. You're going to add sesame oil, a tablespoon. There we go. And go ahead and add those chives. If you don't have chives, again, green onions. Green onions or scallions, you can add that right now. And that's it, guys. Let it cook. About 5 minutes or so. And then you can also add some sriracha on top. Now, for the sriracha, wait until you're actually eating it to put the sriracha on top. Just because that way, per preference, not everybody might like the spice. If you know already that your family loves the spice and won't mind it, then you can go ahead and add a little bit of the sriracha now. It's already smelling really good. You can smell that ginger, the garlic. Ginger and garlic are like best friends, you know? It's like peanut butter and jelly. They just go great together. All right, you can lower the heat a little bit. Very good. I'm gonna go ahead and lower that heat. I'm gonna go ahead and get my ramen noodles onto a plate to get it ready. Okay, again, you don't have to, but because this recipe is already so healthy, I'm gonna go ahead and use some noodles, okay? This is smelling very good. Just gonna try to show you guys. Woo! Hopefully you can see it on camera. Oh my goodness. It looks so good. If you like egg rolls, you are going to love this recipe. The flavors just remind you so much of eating an egg roll, and it's so much healthier. Egg rolls actually have a lot of fat in them because they get fried. Unless you get baked egg rolls, but not a lot of restaurants will give you baked egg rolls. So this definitely is healthier because it's not being fried and it's got vegetables in it. All right, let's go ahead and put it on top of my ramen noodles. Okay. Here we go, guys. So this is the final product. It is steaming hot because I just got it done. I'm going to go ahead and taste it. I'm just going to be careful because it's super hot, so I'm going to blow on it. Mmm. Guys, it's so good. I recommend you leaving that cabbage and the cabbage and the carrots a little less, just so you can get some of that crunch. I love the crunch of the cabbage in this. It's really, really good. And it blends really well with the ramen noodles. Mm. That's it, guys. Egg roll in a bowl. Super easy, super delicious, very little ingredients. Next week, we're going to make Doritos taco salad. So get ready for that one. That's going to also be healthy and yummy. Before we head out, just going to check the chat. Any questions on this recipe? If you made it, let me know. If you make it later, feel free to take a picture of it and post it. I love seeing pictures that you guys make of your dishes. So yeah, I'd be curious to see if you did make this recipe and if you liked it. So other than that, I'm going to see you guys next week for another episode of Tasty Thursdays with Miss Herrera. So I welcome you, 4:30 p.m. Don't forget, next week, Doritos taco salad. I will post the recipe. Bye, guys.